Plane crash in Poland kills 5 people. I am Jude or Mamigbe, and this is the news.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon. We begin the bulletin with reports that the pump price of petrol has been raised from 618 naira at some filling stations operated by the NNPCL in Abuja. Independent oil marketers confirmed the increase in the cost of the commodity, and they explained that the adjustment in price by the NNPCL stations was an indication of a rise in the pump price of PMS. It is unclear if the new price has been effected in Rivers State. Moving on, a political analyst, Obina Wode, believes that the advice from former Governor Nyesom Wike to Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara to spend more time in the state than Abuja is in order. Recall that former Governor Wike, during the flag-off of the Port Harcourt Ring Road at the UTC Junction yesterday, asked Governor to beware of politicians who will want to lure him into spending Rivers money for his political party.
Mr. Governor, let me also advise you. The people that elected you are in the state. They are not in Abuja. Stay in your state and face the challenges of your people. Don't allow them to lure you to be sleeping in Abuja. That there's one meeting or the other. Nothing comes out of those meetings. Stay in your state and develop your state.
But reacting to this during an interview with our correspondent, Dr. Obina, a lecturer in the Department of Political and Administrative Studies at the University of Port Harcourt, said Governor Fubara is still young in governance to be distracted by Abuja politics.
If you go by what the former governors did, when they dropped out their first term and towards the end of their second term, you saw that they started going to Abuja. But for saying it will be too young for him to begin to go to Abuja. PDP Governors Forum Vice Chairman, that doesn't have anything to do with governance. So when he says that Rivers money is not to fund political power, he's correct. But in this case, we have not started getting into political activities to such an extent that the governor will begin to use Rivers money to fund political parties.
Dr. Obin also reacted to Governor Wike's criticism of the NDDC.
When he says that the NDDC, they have been in a position to know what happens in NDDC, but
Rivers State, the chairman of Joint National Association of Persons Living with Disability in Rivers State, Kyo Obomanu, says he is satisfied with plans put in place by the government to make Port Harcourt Ring Road project accessible for people with special needs. Mr. Obiomanu said this in an interview with correspondent Onyekachi Wosu.
They've agreed to make it disability friendly. There will be ramps, there will be cross section for persons with disability. For instance, those on wheelchair who want to cross, there are accessibility at every point. Is it on the flyover or on the bridges to help persons with disability?
Mr. Obomanu's comments come shortly after River State Commissioner for Works, Judge Kelly, during the flag-off of the Ring Road yesterday, explained the design of the Ring Road.
This 50.15 kilometers has 45 kilometers of dual carriageway, 4.8 kilometers of flyovers. The flyover is also dual carriage, and then 350 meters river crossing. We're going to have a total number of 19 roundabouts and rotary intersections. This project discusses 6 local government areas, namely Oga, Obiato, Ikoro, Iche, Elebe, and Africa.
The governorship candidate of Young Progressive Party in Rivers State in the just concluded 2023 general elections, Dana Gogo Wenike Briggs, has announced that the withdrawal of his petition from the Rivers State governorship elections says that developed an economically prosperous Rivers State where all Rivers citizens and residents can maximally express themselves in a peaceful environment. He said the decision was very difficult, but undertaken in the interest of the state.
After an exhaustive consultation with stakeholders, with elders and leaders in River State, we have decided to listen to the voice of the elders to withdraw our petition from the River State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal. It was a very difficult decision to take, but a very necessary one for us as Rivers people. And besides, we were funding from our personal purse against the government of the day that was funding from the government purse.
Publicity Secretary of Wenike Bricks Development Organization Nduchukwu Origi in a statement also urged Governor of Siminalayi Fubara to continue with good works that will boost the economy of the state. The spokesperson also tasked Governor Fubara to run an inclusive government where knowledge will play a vital role in moving River State forward. A traditional ruler in Chokota community in Ndubisi Wankwa advised residents to employ human security instead of dogs. Mr. Wankwa said this after a 2-year-old boy was killed by 2 dogs in Chokota community, a local government area of River State yesterday.
As traditional rulers in this community and the stakeholders, we advise the owners of dogs, using dogs as the security. They should desist from having white dog, particularly English dog. Instead of that, they should employ human security. It will enhance to take away all this evil crime that makes them bring dogs around them. And they should make sure that the security is being registered. Dogs are animals, no matter how they are friendly to the owners.
Meanwhile, the 2-year-old boy who was killed by 2 family dogs yesterday has been buried. The father of the child told our correspondent that his son was buried in a cemetery yesterday. He said the dogs were later injected to death. Some sympathizers spoke with our correspondent.
The brother and the sister. As the dog hold the ball, the sister carry something, they hit the dog. The dog refused to leave that in brother, and finally he killed that in brother. As then the shot, people rush for Robert Fan Road, to go to Robert Fan Road.
I don't all of them they play. They love the dog. The dog bite him back the picking. As a
age 25 of Ulako at a chair. The said suspect is involved in kidnapping of about 4 student lorries in 2022 between Luri and Ulako in a chair local government area. The suspect confessed to the other kidnappings along a chair local government area.
CP Emeka also said they had raided and destroyed the camp of a notorious kidnapper, Prince Will Orlu, in Emoa local government area of the state. He said the operatives arrested 5 members of the gang.
Local government of River State on 14th of July 2023 stormed the camp of a notorious kingpin, Prince Well Orlu, aka Bobolo. They also arrested 5 suspects, namely Adebayo Nisi, Amikwendo Ibeche, Olu Gabriel, God Time Samuel, and thank God Holy, and are helping the police in further investigation.
CP Emeka also said that the River State Commissioner of Police also said the operatives of the Hawk Police Unit arrested one Victor Monday, who specializes in car snatching and one chance robbery at Azubike Estate on Okporo Road in Obiakpo local government area. Away from that, the chairman of the Junior Congress of Nigeria, TUC, River State, Foster, says the union is termination of staff of the Igisha University spoke on during 5FM morning crossfire.
What is happening in Electric University? We have called details. If the government is taking actions to stop corruption, if the government activity, which we down in government for do out.
Recall that the university nullified the employment of both academic and non-academic staff recently hired into the Wiki administration. The Wiki administration with promise of conducting proper recruitment exercise. In the meantime, some relieved staff of Ignatius Ajuri University of Nation have claimed society organ that they resolved legal action against the River State government and the union of Barikuma Ndage such action. The statement operated they the action taken by the River State a compassionate government. The River government will reactive recruit. 21st of July for the array still have captured body that confirmed this yesterday. It said a rapid response team health professional team visited by humans who come in direct contact with infected animals or contaminated animal products such as meat, wool or hides.
And now the business news.
Well, to business now. People with disabilities may get cash delivered to them at home during the implementation of the $800 million approved by the World Subsidy Palliate. This was the delivery modalities for NASSPSU document obtained by the Punch newspapers from the website of the World Bank. It said people with disabilities may ask someone else to open an account on their behalf for the monthly cash transfer or choose to get the cash delivered to them at home. In entertainment, Guinness World Record holder Kathy has suggested mental health evaluation, couples therapy, and drug tests should be a mandatory requirement for aspiring married couples. Kathy said this in an interview. The dancer said the reason behind numerous failed marriages in Nigeria is that it is easier to acquire a marriage certificate than a driver's license. In sports, FIFA says match officials explaining VAR decisions live to stadiums and television audiences for Women's World Cup games will make the process more transparent. Referee Chief Pierluigi Collina said the concept will be used at a major tournament for the first time when the World Cup starts on Thursday. And finally, from the international scene, a small plane has crashed into a hangar at an airfield near the Polish capital Warsaw, killing 5 people, including its pilot. Officials say 8 people were also injured in the crash. Reports say poor weather was a probable cause of the crash. Well, that was the news, but before we depart, a quick recap. On the news this afternoon, you heard that the pump price of petrol has again risen from 511 to 617 naira. Analysts the first candidate has withdrawn his petition against PDP's Simnalai Fubara. Traditional rulers have warned against the use of dogs as security as the toddler killed by dogs is buried. Police have arrested a suspected serial kidnapper in a chair, raided another den in Emoha, River State, and on the foreign scene, plane crash in Poland has killed 5 people. The news was edited by Onyekachi Wosu. Cloudy weather in Port Harcourt is expected this afternoon with temperatures of between 27 and 29 degrees centigrade. Please be advised. Peace is a path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Jude Omamigbe. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.